Renisha McBride, Trayvon Martin, Eric Garner, Michael Brown, Oscar Grant, Kimani Gray, James Brissett, Tamir Rice, Katherine Johnston. These are just a few names of those whose lives were lost to gun violence and police brutality. In 2015, nearly 1,000 people were shot or killed by police, and a disproportionate amount of those people were Black. In 2021, while Black people made up only 13% of the U.S. population, Black people accounted for 27% of fatal police shootings. According to a 2023 report by Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health, someone was killed by a gun every 11 minutes, and gun violence remained the leading killer of youth for the 4 years prior. Movements like Black Lives Matter have been vocal and instrumental in bringing social awareness and challenging systems that perpetuate cycles of gun violence. In 2015 as well, UNC Charlotte School of Social Work students worked together to find a way to commemorate the lives lost to police violence and find their way as social workers to answer the call for social justice.
I remember sitting in my office and thinking something has to happen. And we were just really talking about what can we do, right? What can be a symbol of protest?
Police brutality was just increasing, and we were trying to figure out, as social workers, what our role in all of this was.
I had recently lectured on quilts and how that had been used as a form of resistance, the Underground Railroad. And so we were talking about how can we use that as a medium of protest and as a symbol of unity and defiance within the School of Social Work.
And so we started to think about other folks who lost their lives at the hands of police brutality and said, let's create a quilt, something that will last and stand the test of time, and put it up in the School of Social Work. And with the help of faculty and staff, we were able to do that.
I've been around quilts all my life. The quilt is from my aunt's African American sewing group that arranged it. I called them, I was like, hey, this is the idea I have. These are the names so far. It was really these group of African American women that did this quilt.
What the quilt really represented was this Afro-centered approach to remembering. How do we stitch us back together? How do we repair internally what has tried to be fractured externally? So the quilt, through its stitching, through the lettering on the quilt, was really us, like I said, pouring out libations to our ancestors, thanking them for being a part of us and remaining with us.
It was never political. It was never look at us or look at the School of Social Work. It was just these names have to go somewhere. I think the hope was just that we would know them, to not forget them.
In 2016, Keith Lamont Scott was killed by police in Charlotte, North Carolina. There was a lot of civil unrest in the area, which led to a lot of protests and uprisings locally, which were focused on people just voicing their frustrations with the constant string of police brutality that was happening nationally, and this one was pretty close to home. Students, faculty members got together to be able to create this protest, this campus demonstration, which would speak to the community, which would speak to the students and the social work practice, but not just social work as a practice, but the other professional academic institutions that were also frustrated because this was a local issue and it was happening to not just those around us, but to us as a community. So students got together, we came out of class together, we all had our signs and all of our tools to be able to speak to the moment.
I did not know at the time, but it was the largest protest on campus history, which is crazy. But also exciting. And so I was super emotional the entire day. I think just filled with pride and gratitude.
The school was struggling to understand what was going on. And we had a hard time understanding why it wasn't understood. You have this huge demographic of Black students who are emotionally and physically experiencing the world and understanding what Black Lives Matter meant, what having a large demographic of Black students means, what understanding how to help these social workers in training first process what they're hearing, what they're seeing, help them through that. And then we have to send them back in the community and tell them and help them understand transference and to not do it.
And I think for us, we really just wanted to raise awareness around the issue. And then from there, engage in some sort of call of action, like based on what we do as social workers. What can we do moving forward to make sure that this is decreased or raise awareness, make our voices heard in order to make sure that Black and brown communities are being protected? What can you do as an organization, as an individual, to make sure that their lives are not in vain?
And I also think that it lit the fire under some future social workers that their voice matters. And when they put forth something into the world, it can change things.
It was the moment, I would say, as a social work student, I felt like I actually had a voice on the campus. It helped define my level of advocacy and helped to give me a space to share my voice and the frustrations, but also the hope for change.
Despite us only being students, I think we were thinking so far ahead that in the future we're gonna be clinicians, policymakers, and so it's important for us to practice that voice, not only for ourselves, but the next generation of social workers as well.
Unfortunately, though, there were individuals who seemed to disagree with what we were planning and what we also were able to achieve for that time.
We ran into a lot of barriers trying to get permission to protest on campus, trying to get buy-in from administration, and I knew that there would be some fallout from it. And so my heart was filled because I felt like the future could be safe. These social workers could take on the mantle of their forefathers, foremothers who came before us, who were out there protesting, who were sitting in, who were attacked by dogs, they could take that mantle and they would do great things with it. And so I was really proud of them, of their tenacity.
It's important for us to see and accept that there is a lot of oppression between marginalized communities, specifically people of color and communities of color. They are always more likely to experience police brutalities and excessive policing, and it's important for us as social workers to recognize the severity of these issues and the systemic inequalities that come with it and the intersectionalities of it.
By educating yourself about these populations, you're going to be able to be a better social worker to help those populations because you'll have a deeper understanding of what they have experienced, and also being open whenever you're talking with your client or whether it's a group of people, being open to listening to their story, hearing what they have to tell you, and learning from them and learning from that communication and continuing to grow.
And what that looks like is walking with a community, understanding that frustrations come with the community, understanding that when the community is leading their liberation, we have to do it in the way they see fit and fight for that, and try to guide them in the most efficient way and the most healthiest way. Not what's best, but what's healthiest, what's going to get the result. With a relationship, there's this give and take, there is this level playing field of I'm not saving you, we're in relation together. I'm gonna walk with you, we're gonna help each other, and with that, I'm going to try my best to help you in the way that you see it and need it.
I feel like social work has become numb to the work that we were intended to do. A lot of my work recently has been around grief, and not just end-of-life grief, but transitional grief, community-level grief. And I feel like what we saw on campus here was a grief response, a response to constantly the fracturing of Black communities at the hands of law enforcement. I feel like until we reckon with that as a profession, we reckon with how we have, our heart has become callous and blocked in many ways, we will continue to reproduce the things that we say that we're against.
I think we understand what a social worker is, and it's not this person who cares about the world. A lot of people can care about the world and fight for the world and fight for the people. It is understanding how we do it. If you are able to relay your information to the public, right? That's a strategic path. Understanding if you can write a policy brief, that's a strategic path.
Let the powers that be in this community know that there's a group of folks who are watching. There are a group of educated folks who know how to work a system, who would hold them accountable.
If you have come here to help me, you are wasting your time. But if you have come because your liberation is bound up with mine, then let us work together.